Okay, now that we have a proper egg in place ready for IV abuse, we need to determine the current frame that we're saved on. This frame changes every time you save. To do this, reset your game and collect the egg from the daycare man as quickly as possible before an NPC can move. An NPC being a non-player character, you know, like the little cowgirls walking around town. Then catch a wild Pokemon and input its IVs in the time you hit continue into the initial seed finder to find your seed. And I will go do that now. Hard reset, soft reset, you can do it either way. Just make sure you know what time you hit continue at. Excuse me, I'm going to need some button mashing skills here. Okay, also note that it started at 1446, so I'll go boot up the time finder, the initial seed finder, and plug that in. Save myself some headaches down the road. Okay, and now we're not in any particular rush. Stupid fast hatch kinda got our Togepi early. Oh well, we'll deal with it. Okay. And then we just catch a wild Pokemon. Now we would check its nature and IVs, which we'll be using that action replay code again. And I realize all you might not have access to such a code, but if you have like a lot of rare candies or else some other way of keeping track of EVs, and you can just train them and check IVs, but that's kind of a lengthy process. Okay. This is a little quirk of the action replay code I use. If you have a 0 IV, the rest of your TMs will disappear. This is a 0 in special defense, which means that I can get the rest of the information I need. So this would be a 30 in HP, 7 in attack, 21 in defense, 29 in speed, a 2 in special attack, and then a 0 in special defense. Okay. So, got my initial seed again. Now I would hit OK, and then I would hit generate. And make sure, oh yeah, see, this is a common mistake. You might want to clear out your nature if you still have it set, since that'll give you no results. So I clear that out. There, that should give me results. Okay, now this gives me a list of IV spreads. I need to check the IVs of my egg and find where it lands on this list. So I will do that. Again, with our handy dandy action replay code. It's mischievous, which means it has like a 31 in special attack most likely. Yes, it does. Okay. Let's see if I can get a good focus on this. It says, starts 21, 31. Did I say 4? Yeah, no, 6. See, focus isn't working. There we go. So anyways, I'd compare that IV spread to the list that RNG reporter gave me. And just eyeing it real quickly, it appears that RNG reporter has correctly predicted our IV spread here on a frame of 4. Now, if your frame that you're currently saved on is a multiple of 2 under your target frame, you can begin using, abusing for the egg IVs. However, I strongly advise that you verify this by repeating this process again. If you generally get it like 2 or 3 times, you generally have the correct frame. But this is just to make sure that no NPCs that moved and messed up our reading. If you do this step now by re-verifying your frame, you'll save yourself many headaches down the road. So I am going to re-verify this, and if this is indeed our frame, we'll use it to abuse the RNG. Okay, now that we've confirmed our frame, right-click your spread in the time finder and select Generate Adjacent Results. If you have narrowed down your seconds in calibration to one value, set the limits to the seconds of your target time. If you verified the frame, you're saved down like I just did. Feel free to set the limits of the frame to that of your target frame. Have the delay limits extend 10 in each direction. Then find your egg IVs on here, which will tell you what you did do and what you need to do to adjust your delay. If you aren't on this list, chances are you messed something up. Okay, set your DS to 1 minute prior to your target frame and date, and reset when you hit 0 seconds of the next minute, as you've done during calibration. Mash A fiercely as I'm about to do, and hit continue as soon as possible. Now I'm going to sync up my DS clock with the stopwatch here so I can monitor the seconds. And this will tell me when I should reset, and then I can go after our egg abuse. Okay, time to mash A furiously. Which is kind of hard to do with the camera dangling here, but whatever. Okay, we got a little rest time here. Because we changed the date, the journal turned up. Now, this is pretty advantageous considering our situation. This is why I told you to be lower and a multiple of 2 below your target frame. Now, the formula for how many journal flips you have to do here is your target frame minus your current frame, and take that answer and divide it by 2. This tells us how many flips we need to do. In this case, our target is 20. And our current frame is 4, so we need to do 20 minus 4 is 16, divide that by 2, 8 flips. Do that, exit out of the journal, and mash A furiously until you get your eggs. Then check its IVs. If they were your target's IVs, congratulations, you just abused the IVs of an egg. More likely you didn't hit your target. That's fine. We need to figure out what you did hit by looking at the adjacent spreads. So, I'll do 8 flips, and we'll collect the egg, and I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky first time. So, notice how it started out with the caught Pokemon? That's 1 flip right there. That's a common question. If it starts out that way, it's 1 flip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for those of you that have asked me a couple times, the easiest way to exit the journal quickly is just to hit start. That way you can exit no matter what page you're on. Alright, now mash A before an NPC can move. Okay. Take the egg. Alright, and for more hacking here, so we're going to use the IV check code on an egg, which does work. Genius. See, look at that. First shot, 1 shot, 1 kill. 31, 8, 31, 31, 31, 31. Flawless already. Alright, now we have a flawless egg. Congratulations. If you made it this far, you've just completed what is probably the hardest RNG process to do. Yeah, now you can if you know how to abuse for shiny natures, you can do that as well in place of the nature step I did.